ask me this question, how you are speaking fluent in the language. They ask me this question, and even in my home. So they are just focusing on grammar only. They think that I have just mug up the grammar, all the grammar, everything they ask me. But when I just tell them that yes, I have listened in English, I have listened to some podcasts, and writing also, reading also, and one of the special things is speaking. So when I say this to them,
Okay, so Vinny, this has started recording. Just let me know if you can hear me and see me clearly.
yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect. All right. Hello, Vinny. Good evening. Thank you so much for reaching out and waiting for so many days for this session. I was on leave, but finally I'm back today, and I thought the first session I'm going to have is going to be with you. So very excited to meet you today. Why don't you start by telling me how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well, and I was literally excited that you told me today we are going to talk because today I am also having time. So I think it's the best thing to do.
Wonderful. Great, great. All right. So, Vinny, since we are meeting for the first time, let me introduce myself and then you can also introduce yourself and then we can take the discussion forward. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, you already know my name. I was born and raised in Kolkata and I have been staying in Pune for the last 10 years. I am a communication coach and a soft skills trainer by profession. And I have worked in the corporate sector for about 11 years. But from the start of this year, I have started working for my own and on my own. So the journey has been very exciting, especially the journey on YouTube has been extremely exciting and satisfying because I get to meet a lot of new people like you every day. And that is something that I'm really enjoying. Apart from work, whenever I get time, I love traveling, I love to cook, and I spend a lot of time with my friends and family. So that's a little bit about me. If you have any specific questions further on, I would, love to answer them for you. But for now, why don't you introduce yourself?
All right, well, okay, so my name is Vinnie, as you already know, and I hail from Bhopal, living in Baragar. And if I talk about my qualification, so I am pursuing BCom Computer Application. I am a second year college student. And if I talk about my hobbies, so I'm really into dancing, watching movies, reading books, and nowadays mastering my communication skills. I'm also a content creator. I've started my journey in 2023. And if I talk about my family, so I'm living in an extended family. There are 17 members in my family, and I'm one of four
Wow.
siblings. That's all.
Wonderful, wonderful. Very good to know about you. I love the fact that you are keeping yourself busy in so many different things. And I'm very intrigued to know, first of all, how does it feel being in such a big family in today's world where everything is so nuclear? How would you describe your family of 17 members?
Yeah, that is one question that people ask me a lot. The
Hmm.
last conversation that I had with Hema Rawat ma'am, it was also really good, and she also asked me that how you are living in like an extended family. So that's for other people. That's kind of really a appalled question for me. So I really happy to be in a big family because we enjoy a lot together, especially during festivals, a lot. And
Hmm. True.
yeah.
Okay, wonderful. All right. So, yes, Vinny. So tell me, any questions that you have on mind today, or do you want to talk about just random things?
We'll be talking on random things and we'll move on to the topic that we are going to speak on. But before that, I have a question for you. Like, as you are a communication coach, and I'm also want to become a communication coach as I started my YouTube channel. So, the one thing that I always lack in my conversations is my confidence. Whenever I need to talk to anyone in English, I feel shy, and these are the a lot of questions coming to my mind. Am I be able to talk fluently with other people or not? So, do you have any tips regarding that?
Absolutely. So wonderful that you want to be a communication coach. Now, confidence and that the hesitation that you're facing right now, the fear that you are facing right now, and gaining the confidence that you are aiming to, this comes with experience and with practice, right? So, first of all, if you wish to be a trainer, you need to understand that you cannot do it without any experience, right? Now, everybody can be a great learner, but not every learner can be a good trainer. That is something that everyone needs to understand. So when you have this goal in mind that I want to be a trainer in future, you will now need to consciously put yourself in different situations where you are learning as much as possible, not only just the English language, but also the different ways of communication. Because as a trainer, how you communicate with people, that becomes very important, right? And also, you need to understand the difference between a teacher and a trainer or a coach, right? So there is a huge difference. A teacher is somebody who generally shares their knowledge, puts out everything on a platter for their students, and helps their students in scoring good marks. What we see in schools, right? But when you want to be a mentor or a trainer or a coach, you need to keep in mind that your job is not to put everything out on a platter for your trainee, because most of the times trainees are going to be adult learners, right? So the approach you take for a young learner and an adult learner are going to be completely different. So start equipping yourself with all of that information. First, decide, do you want to deal with young learners? Do you want to be a teacher? Or do you want to deal with adult learners and you want to be a trainer or a mentor? That is something that should be your first step, where you decide for yourself what is it exactly that you want to be, right? After that, it should be more of pushing your boundaries, pushing yourself to situations where you are speaking in front of people, because the more you speak in front of people, the more confidence you are going to gain. A great way is, since you are already a content creator, instead of just making videos with somebody else on conversations, start pushing yourself to record solo videos. When you
Yeah,
record yourself on solo videos and you watch those videos, that is going to boost your confidence,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
those are few things that you can do.
Yeah. You talked about solo videos, but in my YouTube channel, I often post solo videos only. I
Mhm.
barely communicate with someone in English. I just post solo videos because I like to talk in a very solo videos in this.
Good, good. That's a good thing. So you are already doing that practice, but
Yeah.
not just posting, but you have to watch those videos yourself as an audience, and you have to analyze without thinking that this is my video. You have to analyze, what if this is a third person? How much will I rate this video?
Okay.
Right? That's when you are going to see improvements that you really want to see.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. That's a really nice suggestion you have given me. So, shall we move on to the topic that we are going to speak?
Sure, go ahead. What is the topic that you have in mind?
Yeah, I have in my mind like myths as an English learner. So many people are learning English, but they are having a lot of myths in their mind, right? So
Mm.
we are going one by one. You will share your suggestions, your opinions, and I'll share my suggestions and opinions. So let's
Oh,
start with the point number one.
sure.
So first is that focusing too much on grammar. What are your thoughts on
Mhm.
this?
Okay, so focusing too much on grammar, and another thing, keeping grammar as a separate topic. These
Yes.
two are very incorrect when you are on your language learning journey. You need to understand, every learner needs to understand that grammar is the basis of the language that you are trying to learn. Grammar helps you in creating the correct sentences. But what
Okay.
people do not realize is English is a language that is completely different when you speak it, and there can be multiple different ways when you are writing the language.
Yeah.
So, it is important to understand what are the grammar topics that are important for speaking, right? When you want to work on your spoken English, that is number one. What are the grammar topics which are important for spoken English? Number two, grammar is not supposed to be learned separately. You should learn grammar as a part and parcel of your spoken English journey. So try speaking, see the mistakes you are making, and then see, oh, I missed out in a preposition, someone said. What is preposition? What is an article? Where to use an article? So your speaking and your grammar should go hand in hand, and that's how you will learn it quickly and you will see good results in a short span of time.
Yeah, very well explained. Because now I started speaking in English. I'm not still very fluent, but yes, I can
Mm,
speak with others. So, in my home or my relatives ask me this question, how you are speaking fluent in the language. They ask me this question, and even
mm,
in my home. So they are just focusing on grammar only. They think that I have just mug up the grammar, all the
ah,
grammar and everything they ask me. But when I just tell them that yes, I have listened in English, I have listened to some podcasts and writing also, reading also, and
mm,
one of the essential things is speaking. So when I say this to them, they feel like, is it really important to do when you need to start speaking in English? So that
yeah,
is why I think we need to understand that focusing completely on grammar is not very crucial.
absolutely. Yes,
Okay, so shall we move on to the point number two?
sure.
That is that they don't have enough time to learn English.
Very interesting and very true. So, see, first of all of us need to understand that in life, we will have either, we can do two things. One is we can come up with excuses for not doing things. And number two, we can come up with actions.
Yeah,
Now, we need to ask ourselves, is learning the language or being fluent in English really that important to me? That is the first question that every learner should ask themselves.
yeah,
If it is important, like how is going to my job really important for me? Or is earning money really important to me? Is keeping my spouse happy really important to me? Like everything else, if English is also important to you, or if speaking the language is also important to you, you will make time for it.
yeah,
Everybody is busy. You need
yeah,
to make time and create opportunities, right? So, not necessarily you will have to make yourself idle for 2 hours in a day and speak or work on the language. While you are traveling to work, you can listen to a podcast. When you
yeah,
are cooking, if you're a housewife, when you are cooking, you can listen to a podcast or watch a movie. While you are, taking a shower, you can play a podcast and listen to it. There are
yeah.
multiple ways. I have seen people when, I have actually seen people who are so addicted to Big Boss that 7 o'clock in the morning they will get up, go to the washroom to brush their teeth, and they will play Big Boss on their sink.
I can do it.
Yeah, see? So when you really like something, you take out time. This is just an example. So if speaking English is important, you will not say, I am too busy. You will find and take out opportunities to practice the language, to listen to the language, and to speak the language.
Yeah, I think I believe that you need to prioritize the things that yes,
Yes.
if yeah, because mostly people are, I think, job workers. They say we are doing job, so we can't have enough time to speak in English or to learn this language. So I think they need to take out time, and they can practice anywhere. I think they don't need to take out separate time to learn English. They need
Correct.
to just anywhere they are, just they need to start speaking in English. And as you've already told so many things, so I think that is very true.
Right. Especially for people who are working somewhere. Like for housewives, I can understand they don't have that surrounding where they can speak. But people who are working in jobs, they should never give this excuse that we don't have time, because you are at work or you are logging in for 9 hours. You can, if learning English is your priority, you will make sure that you are telling some of your colleagues that, hey, I only will talk to you in English. Please help me out here. I'm trying to learn a language,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay.
you at least have that environment.
I think the third thing is that it's really common, but I've
Hmm.
seen saying it that you need to live in an English speaking country to start.
Hmm.
Very common one.
I think it's a very maybe it's a common one, but I think it's very illogical for people to think that, because the biggest example is India. Like today, even if you go out to a cafe or even if you go out to a shopping mall, you will see people around you who are just chilling with their family. They are Indians, but they are talking to each other in English,
Yeah.
right? So I think being in India, nobody should have this mindset that okay, you need to be in a foreign country to learn English. I think that is something that people should just, if even if they have that thought in their mind, they should just pack it and throw it away somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. It's really awful kind
Yeah,
of
of
thing
course.
because we have so many opportunities and especially we have internet these days.
Yeah.
So I used to go there.
Absolutely, very true.
Yeah. I think the fourth thing that I'm having is that I'm from Hindi medium school.
Very interesting. Right. So this again, of course, I understand it's a challenge for
Yeah.
people who are from not just Hindi medium school, from any regional school, anybody who has not studied in an English medium school. I think it's a huge um, difficulty in their learning journey, but also being schooled in India, we all understand that even if a school is Hindi medium or Bengali medium or any other regional language, your second language is always English. So
Yeah.
it's not that you haven't studied the language at all. You have studied the language, you know grammar. The only thing is, you just need to push yourself a little bit, because tomorrow when you go to a workplace or you go for an interview or you go to do business with some international clients, you cannot give the excuse that I'm from Hindi medium school. So that is something that everybody should prioritize and understand, that in today's world, English may be just a language, but English is that one language that can connect all of us globally. And in today's world, if you're not prioritizing learning the English language, you are just putting yourself in the back seat. Others will get the opportunities because they know the language, and you will not get the opportunities because you don't know the language. So, when you make that a priority, again, it's a question of prioritizing. You may have to put in a little more effort, but is it worth it? Of course, it is 100% worth it.
Yeah. You know why I've taken this point? Because as I already told you, there are some people that they are from Hindi medium or as you told from regional languages school. So they told me this question that you are speaking good because you are from CBSE school, you are from English medium school, and why can't we able to speak because we are from Hindi medium school? So that is why I'm just fed up telling them that no, this is not the right thing.
I think there are a lot of examples out on YouTube. If you see, there are so many YouTubers who are not from English medium schools, and they have tried and now they are speaking really well, right?
Yeah.
So anybody who tells you that okay, you are from English medium, that's why you can speak English, I think you should, divert them to the other learners and their accounts on YouTube who are not from English medium, and they are still speaking good English. They are still working on their language and they are trying to improve their language every single day. And the only thing that I want to tell everybody is that, if you want to do something, if you put your heart to something, you can always and always achieve it. It may be difficult, but that is where your effort comes into picture.
Yeah, I think one who is curious can learn it anyway if they want to
Sure,
learn.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think very well explained. Let's move on to the last thing which I have, which is
Fine.
you will be fluent in 6 months, you will be fluent in 5 months. You know, let's see how people are telling you will be becoming fluent in 30 days and in 15 days. So, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think, that's a very valid question. And this is something I am fed up with, not just by listening to it, but seeing the number of ads around me. So I'll give you, very simple example. When you are talking about learning a language, right? Everyone needs to understand the fact that learning a language is not like learning how to code.
Yeah.
It is not a hard skill that you can learn as per the syllabus,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
When you want to learn a language and speak the language and write the language in a fluent manner, you first need to understand that along with the guidance that you are getting from a tutor, you need to be prepared to put in that same amount of effort from your side. That
Yeah.
is number one. Like, I have seen students who enroll in classes and they feel that attending 2 sessions or 3 sessions in a week for half an hour or for 1 hour, they will become fluent. Now, I
Yeah.
keep telling all my students, even before they enroll, that do not enroll if you have that mentality. You
Yeah.
need to put in the effort that is required to work on your language skills. As a tutor can only handhold you, guide you, show you the right way, give you the feedback that is needed. But
Yeah.
unless and until you put in the effort, you will not learn the language. That is very, very clear and very, very simple. Now, every time I see these ads, 1 month, 15 days, okay, the heights of it, I have seen 5-day workshop and
Yeah.
master English language, right? 3 months, 6 months. Okay. So, what I keep telling my students or any prospective students who comes up to me is that depending on the amount of effort that you put in, if you are doing everything that I'm telling you to do, if you are doing all the activities on days we don't have classes, and if you are practicing the language every day, if you are speaking every day with your learning partner, then you can start seeing a difference at least within 6 to 7 months' time, a difference.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
learning the language or getting fluent is definitely not promisable within 6 months' time. You can start seeing progress, but then again, that progress to what level you can take it will depend on you and not
Yeah.
on the.
Yeah, because I've seen successful learners. They have been practicing this language from so long, and now they are able to communicate properly with the language. I think that's just because with the experience and the amount of hard work that they have put in and
Correct.
the consistency that they are practicing. That is all important. Yes, we can just start speaking from basic from 2 months. We can take 3 months. We can start speaking, but
Correct.
when it comes to a good fluency and to speak a flawless English, we need to experience it with the time. Okay, I
Absolutely.
really.
Yes, you said it very well. And, I think those were some great myths that you spoke about. I think all of them are very relevant in today's times. And, I think all the learners are going to get some value out of it from all the myths that you came up with. So thank you so much, Vinny, for, getting onto this call and having this session with me today. I would definitely look forward to meeting you once more in future with some more interesting topic that we can discuss on. But for today, thank you so much for joining in, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
One thing that I want to ask you
Sure.
that uh, I don't have a good environment of English speaking because nobody here is speaking English, and you understand it very well that you need a mentor or kind of guidance, feedback at
Correct.
how you're speaking. So I have just spoke to you. So please, can you tell me how I'm speaking and where I need to work upon?
Absolutely. So I think, Vinny, you are doing pretty good when it comes to expressing yourself. The only miss that I could see was at certain places where you are missing out on a small preposition, or there was one time where you missed out on using am, right? So these are very small places where you are missing out on, little things that can complete your sentence. So what I would suggest is once we are done with the video, just see the video once again and try and identify what are the places that I'm referring to, right? So once you do that, once you start looking at those little myths, you will be able to create the correct sentence from the next time onwards. But overall, I really like the pace at which you speak. I really like your body language when you speak. It is very calm and composed. And I also like how you try and articulate yourself in a very clear and concise manner.
Thank you for all of this. I definitely gonna work upon it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Vinny. All right. Bye.